Let me tell you the problem with policing. You guys are so quick to throw people in jail. I didn't do anything wrong. I just told you what I was doing.
Your driver's license
because
so
I believe.
Did you put your information in?
Here's why.
And we're done.
Here's why. You swore an oath to defend the Constitution. You don't have reasonable articulable suspicion.
Let me talk to you. Step out of the car for me.
I'm not stepping out of the car.
What's that?
I'm not stepping out of the car for my safety.
Those were the moments when law itself got humbled by these two smart men. Starting with this officer who claims that this man's truck matches one used in recent thefts. But just see how this guy handles the situation. The officer explains that a suspicious white Dodge truck, just like his, has been involved in stealing campers. The man is calm, asking for her specific reason for stopping him. He points out that simply driving a white truck isn't enough to make him a suspect, and he emphasizes his right to refuse to show ID unless there's clear evidence of a crime.
To dispel your suspicion, I told you exactly what was going on. I showed you the apps on my phone. I show you the plane here that's an emergency aircraft diverting to Dublin. I told you exactly what's going on, and in fact, here's the security code. 135 or 134 is what the security officer told me the code was to the bathroom, and you can go over there and verify that. To identify me for suspicion, you have to have a reasonable, articulable suspicion that a crime had been committed.
Matches the description of campers that
What's the description of the vehicle?
We have a white Dodge truck.
There's a lot of white Dodge trucks.
That's very accurate. So you're here. We're getting a call from security who manages Z-Max.
Okay.
Your truck matches the description of the truck that is used.
You can see that he is aware of his legal rights and makes sure the officer knows this too. This leaves her visibly frustrated as she cannot provide further details to back up her suspicion. He attempts to clear up her concerns, showing her apps on his phone and explaining his exact reason for being in that location.
Whether or not I've
but if the
committed
camper
any
goes
crime
stolen tonight, then I know I can eliminate you because I came and talked to you.
You can't eliminate me. What if I came back to steal a camper?
Well, then I already have your information.
But you see what I'm saying?
You just have
It doesn't make sense.
It does.
I don't have.
As the conversation continues, the man points out that merely having a white truck does not make him guilty. He explains that without additional details like a license plate or more specific identifying information, the officer's suspicion lacks substance. To further prove his innocence, he shares personal reasons for being at that location, mentioning he's tracking emergency aircraft.
I have to give you my license if it's not a stop on ID state and I didn't commit a crime.
So
Can we have a supervisor, please?
I am a sergeant.
It doesn't make any sense, Sergeant.
That's fine. You are here in an
What
area.
if I decline to give you my ID?
Then
Am I free to go?
No.
I'm not free to go.
No.
You said it wasn't a traffic stop.
No.
It's not a
call for
traffic stop,
service.
but a call for service
Yes.
isn't enough.
Yes, it is.
It's not
in the
enough.
state of North Carolina, yes, it
It's
is.
not enough, Sergeant.
All right, well, hold on. I'll get a lieutenant out here.
Officer Collins tries to maintain authority, but his logical explanations leave her grasping for more concrete reasons to hold him there. She even admits she doesn't have enough proof linking him to the thefts, but insists she needs his ID to confirm he's not involved.
Let me tell you the problem with policing. You guys are so quick to throw people in jail. I didn't do anything wrong. I just told you what I was doing.
Your driver's license
Because
so
I
can
believe-
sit there and
did you-
put your information in the
Here's
call,
why.
and we're done.
Here's why. You swore an oath to defend the Constitution. You don't have reasonable articulable
I do it.
suspicion.
This takes a tenser turn when Officer Collins brings up the possibility of arrest. She threatens to take him into custody if he refuses to show his ID. Instead of backing down, the man asserts that he knows his rights, specifically pointing out that in North Carolina, a person isn't legally required to show identification unless there's a valid reason.
I'm gonna give you my license and I'm gonna file a complaint.
That's fine.
We're gonna make this a YouTube video.
That's fine.
We're gonna make it go famous.
That's fine.
And Miss Collins, I apologize because there's a lot of people out there doing a good job, but I don't think that you're doing the right thing.
That's fine. And I will explain the complaint process and everything to you so that
And
way
can you give me a complaint form?
I cannot. It's at our police department. I'll give you the address.
We're gonna do the complaint.
Okay, that's fine.
Listen, it's like,
It does. It
don't take
identifies
offense
you.
to this. ID is like crack for cops. It just is. I mean, I watched the YouTube videos. I'm sure you must as well. It's crazy. It's crazy how policing these days want to lock everybody up. What's the address?
It's 41 Cabarrus Avenue, C-A-B-B. I'm sorry, C-A-B-A RR US West.
Concord 4350. West.
Good.
This is it? Concord,
Yes, sir.
Avenue West?
27 on Matthew, Spencer, California, showing valid 10-10-2975.
Head northeast
What's
toward
10-10-75?
Boulevard, then turn
I'm sorry,
right
sir?
onto Prudence
What is
Smith.
10-10-75?
The man expands his criticism to law enforcement's general tendency to escalate situations, specifically pointing to Officer Collins' approach. He challenges her to consider whether she's truly upholding her duty to protect the public or just acting out of force. As someone who feels wrongly accused, he turns the moment into a larger critique, arguing that such behavior goes against the Constitution.
Tell her that you need a complaint form. There is going to be a form that she's supposed to give you. You'll fill it out. They're going to call for a supervisor. It's not going to be me because obviously you're filing the complaint on me, so I'm not going to show up and take my own complaint. Makes it fair. Another supervisor will show up. They're supposed to talk to you about the complaint. You fill out the complaint form. You give it to them. It then goes into our.
And they could do all this tonight?
Sir,
They could do all this tonight?
it will. The form will go in. Yes.
But I mean,
and then
somebody will come and talk to me tonight?
They should. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
As long as we're not hot on a call or anything like that.
Sure.
They should be able to
I got
come up
time.
and take the complaint form from you.
Eventually, the man agrees to hand over his ID, but only to file a complaint against the officer. Realizing she has lost control of the situation, Officer Collins begins explaining the process of filing a complaint. She appears more subdued, explaining where he can go and what steps he needs to take.
No.
That's not even your fucking business,
I was
then,
gonna
is
say,
it?
I'm the low
just
man on the
kidding.
totem pole, so I don't
You
get
can
to
take a
know
joke,
nothing.
though,
Oh, yeah.
right? Okay. It's just- Did you get the joke,
I
though?
did get it.
My friend always tells me that.
My best suggestion, if you are
Just
staying,
release and hard brake tissue. Oh, I had my foot on the brake too.
Oh, if
It's
you
just
are-
habit. I have my
Oh,
foot
yeah.
on the brake
So you
all the
can't go
time.
nowhere.
Even if it's in park, just because.
Things move,
Yeah.
even if they are in park. If you are staying over here on the campgrounds,
No, I think I'm going to go back to the speedway.
okay. I was gonna say,
Guy still maintains his stance, making it clear that he intends to hold her accountable, not out of hostility, but out of a genuine belief in the need for checks on police authority. He mentions he'll document the situation and share it publicly, adding that he believes it's important for others to know their rights in similar situations. By the end, it's clear that the man has taken control of the interaction. His legal knowledge and calm demeanor shift the encounter from one of intimidation to one of accountability.
Just drove away at a normal rate of speed. Like, I'm not in a hurry.
I got you.
And then pulled right out and pulled right over here. So, and here's the thing, too. Using your. How long have you been a police officer for?
6 going on 7 years.
6 going on 7 years. And again, this is just how I talk. Why the fuck would I leave a place if I was scoping someplace out and then park right here in front of the place? I know criminals are stupid,
I was gonna say,
but they're not that
unfortunately-
fucking stupid.
Actually, unfortunately, I have seen them do dumber things.
But
But I don't know you.
But,
so
but I
that's-
gave you a good explanation,
yes,
and I
I've
was
also had
honest
people who
with
give
you.
me good explanations that are criminals.
And if I wasn't driving a company truck, I would not have given you my ID. And for you to threaten to take me to jail just because you didn't like what I said, that's why I'm going to go do the complaint.
That's fine.
That's fucked up. Sorry about the language.
It's
It's just
fine.
the way.
I've heard worse and been called worse
But
at
I'm
this
not.
point in my life.
I'm
I
not
know.
The final moments of their exchange show Officer Collins clarifying the complaint process. She instructs him to visit the police department to complete a form, mentioning a supervisor will assist him as she cannot take the complaint herself. He shows how law often resorts to intimidation rather than genuine dialogue, and his final words reinforce a sense of purpose in standing up for his rights. After ensuring he understands the complaint process, Officer Collins can only watches as he leaves. Next, a calm night turned into an unexpected encounter with law.
Let me talk to you. Step out of the car.
I'm not stepping out of the car.
What's that?
I'm not stepping out of the car for my safety. Yeah, I just wrote that today on Facebook.
After a long day of work, a man and his friend found themselves followed by a police car as they left the bank. The police officers soon pulled them over, asking for identification. While the driver complied without issue, the passenger, feeling his rights were being tested, refused to provide his ID. He believed he wasn't legally required to, since he wasn't the driver and hadn't committed any crime.
So I started recording, because
That's fine. You can do
if
that.
anything, if I needed it for court or anything.
You can record all you want. No
Okay.
problem. You're obligated when you're in a motor vehicle to present your ID.
When you're driving,
When you're in the motor vehicle, yes, like right now.
can I see what law is that?
I don't have the law book on me. I know the law. That's.
Oh, so if you know it, how come?
If you weren't in the car and you parked in a parking lot, no. But as far as the motor vehicle being operated, yes.
Like, so get the law for me, give me what law it is,
I don't
and
need the law
then
for it.
you're a police officer. You're supposed to know all the laws, and
needs to talk to you. Step out of the car for me.
I'm not stepping out of the car.
What's that?
I'm not stepping out of the car for my safety.
For your safety?
For my safety.
What do you think? We're going to beat you up?
No, but once you tell somebody to step out of the car, it's either they're being arrested, you're going to take them in for quick.
ID.
Yeah, when you're driving.
Your ID? That's fine. But you got to give them a name.
I'm not giving out my name just because. Because you're going to start, I need your name, I need your date of birth, you're going to look me up, you're going to have my address, you're going to have all the information. Yeah, but what crimes did I commit?
The officer decided to call for backup, escalating the situation. Despite the rising tension, the passenger stayed calm and began recording the interaction. He felt that keeping a record of the incident was the best way to protect himself. He knew that as a passenger, he had rights and wanted to ensure they were respected. The conversation between the passenger and the police officer became a back and forth about legal obligations. The officer insisted that everyone in the vehicle needed to be identified for safety reasons, but the passenger stood firm, asking to be shown the law that required him to provide his ID.
Getting out of the car. I know you're thinking you're Joe Attorney.
No, I don't think that. I don't think that.
You're going to get arrested, you're going to get arrested.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not.
All right, so when you say I'm being arrested, then we'll take it from there.
Why would I say that? Why would I say you're being arrested?
I don't know.
Sitting in the passenger
Yeah,
seat
because you're asking me for my name, my date of birth.
That's just so we, for our safety, that's why we do that.
Yeah, but why did he get pulled over? Right?
Had him for speeding.
Okay, so that's his problem.
Yeah, but
I'm just getting the right home.
listen, but you're in the car, okay?
Yeah, but I didn't commit a crime. I didn't speed.
We're not saying that you did. We identify everyone in the car.
You're not
every
listening
single
to
car
me.
stop.
I am listening.
Okay. When you get out of the car, okay, we don't just arrest people to get out of the car. We just don't tell you to get out. It's for the heck of it, okay? For our safety, we ask for ID. Now you're obligated by the state to do that, okay?
Do you see anybody shooting? Do you see anybody with a bazooka?
So I'm not here to be a debate. That's for court, okay?
All right, so whatever you got to do, but I'm not giving up my rights. I'm not giving up my rights.
In the United States, law requires drivers to present their ID when stopped by law enforcement, but this doesn't always apply to passengers. The law surrounding this issue varies from state to state. In this case, the passenger knew his rights, recognizing that as someone not driving the vehicle, he wasn't obligated to give his identification unless there was a reasonable suspicion of a crime. The officer, on the other hand, insisted that all occupants of the car must be identified.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
What's going on?
I'm just going home from work.
That's it?
Yes.
Got a constant? Hey, can you hop off just for a minute? I just want to talk to you real quick.
Nah, I want to stay with the cameras recording because I don't know. You know, I don't want to be.
Feel free to bring the camera with you.
I don't want to carry that and have it in your face, you know.
Okay.
But,
Then you know what?
I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't want to take you guys away from doing your job and stuff. But they say that when you have rights, either you use them or you lose them, you know?
You're not disrespectful, okay? But you are breaking the law.
I am.
The United States Supreme Court says we have every right to take you out of this car while we conduct a traffic stop.
Even when I'm not being arrested, I wasn't driving, I don't have any probable cause, you know, just with my friend, because he already got a ticket, he's late for, he's giving me a ride, as a courtesy.
Recording encounters with law enforcement has become an essential tool for citizens, particularly in cases where they believe their rights are being violated. In this instance, the passenger used his phone to record the interaction. He understood that while officers have a job to do, individuals also have the right to document the situation for their own protection. In most states, it's legal to record police officers as long as it doesn't interfere with their duties. The passenger knew this and made sure to keep his camera rolling throughout the encounter.
I just give it to you, so I'm gonna reach for my ID, all right?
You go right ahead.
Just for my friend.
Yep.
I'll give up my rights for my friend.
Well, it has nothing to do with rights, my friend.
All right, here you go. You're not gonna find anything. I just wanna, we have the rights. If you don't use it, you lose it. And that's where it's going in this country already.
You do have rights, and I understand that. I'm well versed in the Constitution.
Yeah, I follow.
You do have rights.
Yeah, I follow. I try to follow all the laws. I try to learn everything,
But you do have to identify yourself.
They say if you're being arrested, there's probable cause, or you're being.
The police remained professional, but continued to pressure the passenger to provide his identification. The calm and collected manner of the passenger played a significant role in the outcome of the situation. His confidence in his legal knowledge made it difficult for the officers to escalate the situation. When backup arrived, a supervisor tried to speak to the passenger, hoping to convince him to hand over his ID. The passenger explained his reasons for not complying, stating that unless there was a law specifically requiring him to do so, he wouldn't give up his rights.
Yeah, I just wrote that today on Facebook. I said knowledge is power, same thing like that.
Yep, absolutely.
I said read and learn. I try to always keep up with all the laws, the new laws, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, everything.
Why not?
Just so, yep. I've been here for 31 years, never been arrested, never been in trouble with the police, never been in any kind of trouble, ever.
You ever been stopped and asked for your ID when you're a passenger?
Well, no, never.
Never, huh?
It's just because I have 2 cars, but they both broke down, so, so they can give me a ride for work.
The reason why we do that is obviously to check anybody, see if they have warrants or whatever. We don't know who the passenger is as far as
Yeah, but you see what the problem with that is? You can't believe anything you read online. There's too many.
If you go on the Rhode Island,
too many, like he says, too many lawyers online. They think they know everything, and then they tell you something that is not even
go
true.
on the Rhode Island State website, you can look up all the Rhode Island general law.
Okay. Yeah, I have the phone number for the...
The conclusion of this intense interaction between the passenger and the police highlights a critical lesson. Knowing your rights is powerful. After standing his ground for nearly an hour, the passenger finally handed over his ID, not because he felt legally obligated to, but as a gesture to avoid further trouble for his friend. This act was not an admission of guilt, but rather a way to end the standoff peacefully. The passenger knew that prolonging the situation could cause more stress and trouble for his friend, who was simply giving him a ride. And that's all we have for today's episode. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell while you're down there.